What is up, everyone? How you doing today? My name is Daniel Francis, and welcome to the Master Stutter Podcast. In today's episode, I don't know where you're at in life, but I am, location-wise, I'm currently in Cambridge, Ontario, Canada, and currently driving at the moment. And it's pretty cold outside. It's about negative 24 degrees. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but let's just say it's really cold. And I want to talk about why, the quote, grind all winter, shine all summer is, can sound hilarious, but there's a lot of truth to it. And really what you do in this period, is really going to reflect how the summer looks and how the spring looks and really how all seasons kind of tie together. So I'm going to cue the intro. You know how it goes, and I'll see you in the show. Bye-bye.
So the big question is this: how do we overcome stuttering without years of speech therapy, expensive ear devices, or old school methods that don't really work in the real world? And how do we master our stutter so we can become the confident and fluent speakers we all deserve to be? That is the question, and this is the podcast that will give you the answer. My name is Daniel Francis, and welcome to the Master Your Stutter podcast.
So, welcome everyone. Oh man, it's cold. I am freezing my butt off in the car. I usually warm up my car, about 10 minutes before I get into it. I turn on my butt seaters, my steering wheel heater, and I blast the heat so I jump in. It's nice and toasty. It's actually not that bad once you get into like a nice warm car, but really just getting outside and starting the car and really starting everything is the pain in the butt. But, the line I gave, which is, grind all winter, shine all summer. I don't know if that's how I operate, but it is a line I used to tell my team back in the day, which is, guys, look, the winter, because, when I did door to door, I would say the tougher season is the winter because, the days are shorter, right? So the sun goes down, really at 4:45, 5 o'clock, and it's cold. It's really cold outside. Negative 24 degrees outside, and Celsius, right? And you start to, get in this zone where you're like, look, this is a temporary period, but most people are taking it easy. Or some people are maybe not going as hard. And in the summer, so in the door-to-door world, the summer is the best time when you make the most money. Spring, summer, where the days are longer, it's warmer outside, and people are just naturally in a better mood. And you got to look at your life like that as well, which is, for me, I am fairly dedicated on my diet right now. So I am barely cheating on really any of my diet. I am, working out, 5 to 7 days a week at the moment. And it's not that I'm going hard every single day, but, I make it a point to work out at least once a day, to try and sweat, to try to lift some weight, to try to move my body, because I know my mind is healthier when my body is in a better place. And I've really realized that, I got back from a Mexico trip in December, and it's January 11th today. One sec, let me just confirm. I want to give a random date. Yeah, January 11th. So you guys will be hearing this on the 12th, but it's January 11th, and I've lost, about 15 pounds, and I find, dropping from 180 pounds to 160 or whatever it is, or dropping body fat is a lot more difficult than, let's say, if I was 280 pounds and I lost 15 pounds. I find this weight is very hard to get off my body. This is where I try to, cut the belly fat and the love handles at the back and whatever else. But the winter is something for you where, my recommendation is get very serious during this time. Because if you can master this time of the year, which is really the hardest part, in most things, it's harder to get up. The day ends earlier. It's colder outside, you don't want to do as much stuff. But if you really push through this period and you stay dedicated, the spring and the summer are even better. You'll have a great spring, you'll have a great summer, right? It's a way that you should operate in life, because summers are a great time to enjoy the fruit of your labor, right? They say fall is really when that happens, right? Or is it fall? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But let's just take life in general. The summer is really the time where you enjoy your life. It's outside, or you're outside, it's warm outside, and things are just overall better, right? Unless I go move to Miami where it's warm all the time, or it's somewhere nice and warm all day long, or all year long. But the concept of grinding in the winter is something that you should be applying in your life. Just living this life of pushing through this period, staying more disciplined than you normally are, making more calls than you usually do, getting outside of your comfort zone than you normally do. If you're in business, pushing outside those boundaries, staying consistent, showing up every single day. For me, I work from home, but every single day before I start my work day, I like to get dressed. I like to gel my hair. I like to brush my teeth. I like to, get a haircut every 2 weeks. I like to work out. I do these things. I don't have to do these things. If anything, if you're listening to this podcast right now, I'm behind a mic. You don't know how I look. I could be in my pajamas right now, for all you know, right? But I'm not. But I do that because I want to build those consistent habits in my life, because I operate better at my company as a leader within my organization. My health is more on point. My mindset is more on point. My happiness is more on point. My relationships with others, the way I look at the world, everything is better and works better. It's like a better, well-oiled machine. So really think about that. Summer is coming. It's January 11th. So let's look at this. February, March, let's just say April. So we got 3 months before really, spring is there. And then May, June. And then, probably 5 months before the summer. And, time is going to fly. You know this. I know this. Time flies, especially when you get older. Time moves faster than when you were a kid. So really look at this period of, are you planting the seeds to have a great future, to have a great summer, to have, a good 2022? Because this is the period that when it really matters. Are you getting up and making those decisions that are difficult in the moment, but once you get the wheels moving, you're in a good place. It's just like starting the car. It's cold, it sucks. I gotta go outside and start the car. But once I'm in and I'm driving and I'm talking and I'm feeling good and it's toasty in here, I feel great. That's the same thing with life. And for me, I've operated like this for a long time. I've built $1 million organizations. I've created a great company with a great culture. We do great things for people in our program, but it all comes from this foundation, which is do the right thing when no one's looking. Do the hard thing because it's right to do. Like getting up and making those, for example, last night, I had a big lunch. I had enough food for the day. I worked out. And at night, I was craving bad food. I was craving, junk food and snacks and whatever. But I was like, Daniel, push through this period. I get up the next day and I feel great. And I can tell I've lost weight. Mentally I'm better. I'm a better communicator because of that. And overall, I just operate as a human a whole lot better. So I hope that's making sense for you. Are you looking at this period of you just want to get this time over with and you're just binging Netflix TV shows, you're just watching movies and you're just continuing day to day? Or are you looking at this period like, look, it doesn't matter, listen, we're in a lockdown in Ontario. It doesn't matter. What are you doing to really plant those seeds for the spring and the summer? I know myself, I had a great first year in business. My second year, it was going to be 5 times as big. But I need to do the little things like getting up in the morning every single day on a consistent basis, losing the weight, learning every single day and reading. I'm learning Spanish right now. I'm doing all these things during this period. So when the spring and summer and the fall kind of rolling around, I'm so much better. And then guess what? When 2023 rolls around, same idea. And that doesn't mean I take a break in the summer. It means I'm enjoying the fruit of the labor. So, if I have a gut right now, and I don't always talk about health, but if I have a gut right now and I push through it in the summer, I'm enjoying the fruit of the labor of having a fit body and feeling confident with myself, and I take off my shirt. That matters to me, right? Same idea. Or if you're trying to grow a business or at your job or in your sales job or whatever it is, you are making, the hard moves right now. You're doing the hard things right now. So when it's easier in the spring and the summer, you really, if you're in a commission job, it's like you push through the winter, but then when the summer happens, like if you're in the car industry, if you're really in sales as a whole, summers are usually better, not for every single industry, but in the sales industry, it's slower in these seasons, right? But if you put in the work and you do as best as you can, you'll coast in the summer and hit even bigger numbers because you've made the right moves in this period. So you just continue that same process in the spring, summer, and fall, and you kick ass really in the summer. So I hope that's making sense for you. That's how I'm operating right now. I'm super excited. There's so much going on in my life, but it's because I have these foundations that allow me to be so productive. So I really hope this helps you look at life in a certain perspective. And I want to ask you that question. Are you making the right decisions? Are you making the right moves during this period so you can really enjoy the fruit of your labor in the summer? So with that being said, love you all, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, I don't know if you've seen my free training or not, but you definitely want to check it out. I share my 3 secrets on how to overcome stuttering and be a confident speaker. So hop on over to masteryourstutter.com and be sure to watch the training. After the training, you will qualify for a free strategy session with me over the phone. You don't want to miss this. So thank you again and see you on the next show.